welcome, darlings, to a very special series of mine. This one's very intimate. This one is pretty raw. Creating that character, Bridgette B. We're going to dive deep into my magic, the mystery, the sexy secrets behind hopefully what has been your favorite online fantasy. I'm your host, Bridgette B, but tonight you'll be getting to know the woman behind the screen. Consider this your personal invitation to a more intimate side of my story, something that you won't find anywhere else, not even in my steamiest of videos. I hope you guys have had a wonderful and sexy summer. I hope you all had a chance to get out and get some sun and have someone hopefully, just rub your back with delicious bronzing oil and a pina colada in one hand. That was not my summer, but we'll get to that in future episodes. In this 4-part series, and trust me, you're going to want to stick around for this whole ride, we're going to take a journey into the birth of this character of mine that has hopefully seduced millions, and how she seduced me first. So let's take it back to where it all began. Every great fantasy starts with a flicker, a spark, a whisper of what if? For me, it started late one night, and I was able to look through the profiles of Kim Kardashian and Paris Hilton, because during that era, their sex tapes were everywhere, and the name Vivid was everywhere. Keep that in mind. These profiles of these women basically were owning their sensuality. And when I realized that I wasn't one of them, not yet, I felt like something was going to change. Deep down, I could just feel something just stirring inside me. There was this curiosity. Could I step into that world? Could I become the woman that I have secretly been dreaming of, but not just for others, but for myself? The first time I had these thoughts, I just kind of let it linger. I felt a thrill. It was like slipping on brand new bra and panty set that was just a little too revealing, but oh, so right. Because listen, I wanted to create someone unforgettable. If I was going to knock on Vivid's door, literally, I wanted to be the woman that would turn heads and leave that imprint on every single person that saw her. A woman that was just confident enough to tease and tantalize, without giving away everything. No, not everything. And so I began to craft her piece by piece, fantasy by fantasy, lingerie by lingerie, shoe by shoe, jewelry by jewelry. The list goes on and on and on. It's embarrassing to say how expensive Bridgette B is. When I came about as close to the Vivid building as I had ever gotten, which was when my very first little red Mustang convertible literally fell down and stopped working on me in front of its building in the area of Studio City, California. I assumed at that moment that I was going to be this Hollywood star. Oh yeah, this paparazzi loving, juicy couture wearing Hollywood star. Why? Well, because Kim Kardashian and Paris Hilton were. I didn't know that at that time in that era of the adult industry, Hollywood and adult didn't mesh. I mean, we still don't, but OnlyFans has creeped its way in there. Essentially, no one told me the very club I was trying to become a part of by way of what they themselves were doing would not allow me in it. And since we're being honest and open, had I known that my dream to entertain worldwide would be very much stopped. If I started shooting porn, I wouldn't have started. Now, I could have been anyone. I mean, I could have any meaning mining mode my way into the adult industry, but I didn't want to just be anyone. I wanted to be something more, something larger than life, someone that people could lose themselves in. I asked myself, what do they want? What do I want? It was like painting and choosing every feature and every gesture of Bridgette B with a purpose. She would be playful, a woman who knew how to laugh and tease, but she'd also have that elegance, that air of mystery. Like she's always keeping a secret you'll never quite unlock. And sexy? Oh, yeah. Oh, 100%. She would drip with it, but never in a way that felt forced. No, I always wanted her to be natural, like it was simply who she was. And so I became her, or rather, she became me. My online character was born from this dance of fantasy and reality, each one feeding into the other until the lines blurred. The first video I made, oh, guys, I remember the rush, the thrill of literally slipping into Bridgette B's skin, feeling all the eyes on me on set, knowing that for those few minutes, I was someone's ultimate fantasy. I wasn't just playing a role, I was the role. My first paycheck from the industry was actually one from Vivid. My very first scene was with the wonderful and ever so gentleman Marco Banderas, and I was finally able to pay rent and, dare I say, eat out. You know, I I imagine Los Angeles as a what, like 27, 28-year old getting fired left and right. And then when I got that check, I took myself to the local mall in Sherman Oaks. There was a Sherman Oaks, there was a Beverly Center, and there was one in like Burbank. And I remember going to the Sherman Oaks one and thought how I wanted Bridgette B to smell, look, and feel. So I brought her all of her new favorites. Bridgette B was going to be the complete opposite of my real self. If I enjoyed strong perfume that walks in before I do, it's like a musky, it's almost like you're in the middle of a forest. In my personal life, I love that. Bridgette would bathe herself in the most floral, lightest, airiest perfume she could get her hands on. And that was Clinique Happy. The cheapest one I could think of. That was not Victoria's Secret. And I remember Bridgette enjoying more mature lingerie. At home, I was lucky if I found pajamas under my bed at that time. And I can think back and remember how I felt just by smelling happy. You bring that perfume around me, snaps me right back to the very beginnings and the literally the birth of Bridgette B. Don't forget, for all things dirty with Bridgette B, head on over to www.dirtyblonde.com and connect to the show's YouTube, TikTok, and so much more. See you there. But here's the thing, and this is something that I think is going to be more prevalent in the years to come as more and more females are finding their ways through online, basically porn, OnlyFans. Spare me the chef trying to teach everyone how to make a biscuit. We know what we're there for. No shame in the game. As long as we are consenting adults, we have every right to entertain ourselves how we see fit. And I think that the mask that I put on was not so much finding the parts of myself that I didn't know existed, but it was also a way of just letting them out to play. And behind the sultry voice, the teasing glances, there was a part of me that felt and feels liberated, free, and it's amazing. It's intoxicating. This power that comes from embracing all the things you were once told to hide. The persona isn't fake. No. It's just the version of myself that I always wanted to be at that particular time. And here we are. Fast forward to 2024. Bridgette B is no longer the same woman. Oh, no. She is so much more complete than she ever dreamed she could be. She feels sexier than ever. And I mean sexier than ever. Wait till you hear just how much my sex life has changed. But stay tuned to a future episode for that one. Is behind the mask the same as it was back then? No. Now, remember how in the beginning of this episode I mentioned that my Hollywood dreams were halted? Well, once I humbly realized that indeed society will continue to look down on me, I will indeed have people judge and criticize me. Hollywood will indeed look down on my resume. Oh, do I have the juicy Hollywood stories also? But I embraced an adult community that gave me the self-esteem and, dare I say, confidence to just get out and perform. At the end of the day, in my world, it's still all acting. I definitely get a lot of conflicting and comments and people going, oh, for fuck's sake, you're just tits and ass. But those 20 minutes that 95% of porn watchers like to supposedly fast forward, those 20 minutes are my favorite. When I get the script, oh, Bridgette B is in her element. But, my darlings, this is just the beginning. Now that you know how my character creation has come to be, basically how I birthed her, essentially, I bet you're probably wondering, well, what challenges did I face as I built this irresistible legend? Okay, no one? All right, that's fine. Or most importantly, how did I turn this fantasy into the reality that it became. I promise you, and I kid you not even in my wildest dreams did I ever think that Bridgette B was going to be named a legend by Hustler magazine of the century, 1 of 10 of porn. Like, there was just no way. It's in their 48th anniversary issue. Shout out to Hustler magazine. So next episode, ladies and gentlemen, we're going to dive even deeper. We're going to peel back more layers, and you are going to partake in this journey with me into what is currently my reality. What could that be? So, don't you dare miss it. I'll be waiting for you right here, same time, same place. Until then, keep it sexy and keep it a little dirty. I know I will. See you next time.